The Department of Defense-sponsored Warrior Games features liberal comedian Jon Stewart awarding a member of Ukraine's neo-Nazi AZOV battalion at Disney World.
Every year since the 1970s, the State Department has published a document called World Military Expenditures and Arms Transfers, a detailed accounting of global arms sales, what weapons were sold, and where they wound up after they were. This year, for the very first time in half a century, the Biden administration has stopped releasing that information.
Here is the 20 to 24 age group. And again, I'm afraid we are seeing excess deaths most recently in this age group. So this is July 2022, and we see that the excess deaths are there in this very young age group.
Arizona are about to face the West's first major water crisis. They're going to have a big water crisis. There's going to be some water wars. They're coming. Arizona cities respond to the worst drought in over 1,000 years with a new plan. What's their new plan? Severe drought and mandatory water cuts. Sounds like the plan. Are pitting communities against each other in Arizona. But don't they have aquifers and water underneath that was laid down 80,000 years ago that they could use? What are they doing with that water? Oh, they're giving it to Saudi Arabia at a discount.
And Zelensky took the orders, and the talks were sabotaged. Now we have, from the American side, confirmation of what was reported in the Ukrainian media, and that comes in the form of Fiona Hill writing in Foreign Affairs that yes, during that same period, Ukraine and Russia had worked out an agreement where Russia would basically withdraw to its pre-February invasion position, controlling Crimea, and also controlling or at least having close ties with the breakaway regions of the Donbass. And also Ukraine would pledge not to join NATO. That was the outline of a peace agreement that Fiona Hill says was reached between Ukraine and Russia. What she omits was what we talked about last time, which is that Boris Johnson, and Boris Johnson did this coming from with U.S. orders, obviously, told Zelensky that the game was off. And so that's why we have, still today, this war going on.
He's come around. So why do I bring this up? Well, the Omicron booster shots are coming, and with lots of questions. So the real headline should have been this. FDA expected to authorize new COVID boosters without data from tests on people.
Wow. Wow.
That's right. It's only been tested on mice. Now put it in your baby.
That's a big...
It ought to be said that you and I, just to take note, people always say, where were you? And you outside. You and I were having breakfast in New York on September 11th.
Government guidelines and WHO guidelines. So let's look at a couple of those guidelines just to start us off here. This one's from the Green Book, which is the Vaccination Against Disease definitive text in the United Kingdom. And that says the JVCI, Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunity, advises that breastfeeding women should be offered any suitable COVID vaccine. Here, this is the Green Book Vaccination Against Disease. But when we go on to this report here from the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Authority, we get slightly different advice, in fact, rather paradoxical advice. So the Green Book was updated on the 17th of August 2022, as you see here. And this is the summary report from the public assessment related to the Pfizer vaccine. And from that site I've just shown you, women who are breastfeeding should not be vaccinated, should also not be vaccinated. So the Green Book is clearly saying that they should be vaccinated. This government report here is saying breastfeeding women should not be vaccinated. And